Hi guys, welcome back. I'm John and this is Crystal. She is a Mystic Special Blue-Eye Lucy ball python. This is part 2 of our snake spotlight. So typically when you see a crystal in the Blue-Eye Lucy family, it's Mojave and Special, but she's called a Mystic Crystal, which is just basically, it's still the Special gene, but instead of Mojave, you're using the Mystic gene. Now she is also considered a Blue-Eye Lucy, and as you can see, she has a absolute ton of pattern on her. If you compare her to Princess from the last video, Princess was pretty dulled out. She was more on the grayish purple side. Now she is very yellow, very brown. A lot of this color comes from the Special gene. But she is another big, she's probably my second biggest snake. I'll probably make an updated, like my biggest snake video. That seemed to be my most popular one from 2021. Once the breeding season starts again. But I actually think she is going through ovulation right now, and I can show that to you right here on her body. If you can see, this section of her body right here is a lot thicker than, and she hasn't eaten in a couple weeks here, so it's not a lump of food either. Right here, she's extremely swollen. You can kind of see right in this section how wide it is compared to, let's get this down here, the rest of her body. And she was actually even a little thicker yesterday. But right in this section right here, it's just kind of like she has a big softball inside of her abdomen. And that's what you see with ovulation. Now, typically at this point, what I'm looking for, she ovulates, and in a couple weeks, she should shed. Once that shed happens, that's called the pre-lay shed, and she should be laying eggs at that point within the month, usually. I've had them go lay eggs in 21 days. I've had them lay eggs in 6 weeks. Typically, it's around 28 days, 4 weeks, around a month that they should be laying eggs. So I felt like I saw her ovulate several months back. She was paired up with Tesla. She could have reabsorbed those follicles, but I'm not sure. I'm hoping that this time she goes. Her and Princess, I bought them both in a collection a year and a half back, and they're both big, huge females. She's well over 3,000 grams, and neither one of them has been bred, so they're not proven breeders, but they're both big, huge, hefty, live-only snakes. If you can see right there, I don't know if you can see how big her body is right there. Right in this section right here is where the ovulation is happening. They're both big, hefty snakes. They both are, I'm only trying to make Blue-Eye Lucies out of these combos. The nice thing about this girl and Princess is that neither one of them is lesser, and Tesla isn't lesser either. So hopefully with these pairings, I won't just make all white Blue-Eye Lucies. Hopefully I'll get a little more pattern in them, because Tesla is also blackhead and leopard, and he's a purple passion. So I should be getting a little more color out of the offspring. And with her, she only has 2 genes, but Princess has the pastel gene as well. So hopefully we get some cool snakes out of that. But there is a ton of variation in the Blue-Eye Lucy complex. And again, I mentioned in the last video, everybody thinks of Blue-Eye Lucies as being these bright white snakes with blue eyes. And those probably are the most popular ones in the Blue-Eye Lucy complex, but there's a lot of other stuff to work with. I actually produced a bamboo Mojave, that's a Blue-Eye Lucy as well, and the snake came out all white with blue eyes, but as it started to shed and grow older, it's starting to get a lot more yellow pattern going down its back, which looks pretty neat as well. So there's a lot of experimentation to do with the genes. Unfortunately, when you mix in genes on top of it, you really don't see them. And if you produce a Mojave lesser, the snake's going to be all white with blue eyes. You won't see any other genes that you have in there, which is unfortunate, which is why you can't really experiment too much. However, Tesla, if I can pull him out, I think he just ate yesterday, but I think he'll be okay to pull out. He is a Phantom Mojave, which is a purple passion, and he was a blackhead leopard. So as you can see on him, there is a ton of pattern on him. And I guess there's some experimentation to do. There, she has a kind of a darker head as well. There's some experimentation you can do if you're working with, the Purple Passions and the, maybe the Special Gene and the Mystic Potions. If you're staying away from using the Lesser Gene, you could probably work some other stuff into there, but it's still going to make very subtle changes to the snake itself. But she might be my first girl for 2020 to lay eggs and have anything hatch. So this girl right here could have my first Blue Eye Lucy clutch of 2022 and my first clutch of 2022, because that looks like a pretty good ovulation. She's definitely swollen. If you could see that belly right there. But yeah, this is a Mystic Crystal, which is a Mystic in the Special Gene. Really cool. Lots of yellow, kind of some bronze tones in her. To be honest, I don't think she's probably one of the prettier snakes in my collection. I'm not a big fan of how this pattern looks, but what she can do when combined with another Blue Eye Lucy male should be pretty interesting. So I'm hoping she produces something for me here at the beginning of the season, so we can kind of see what we can get out of mixing her with Tesla and what he has. So that is it for Crystal today, and we will see you next time.